I was excited about Far Cry 5 when I saw the reveal trailer at E3. I was captivated by the imagery and tone.
Boom, boom, motherfuckers.
With the setting of the game being in Montana, I knew it was going to be a day one purchase for me. I can gladly say that Far Cry 5 is great. Montana turned out to be the perfect place to set the game. There was so much to do in Hope County and so many great characters to interact with.
Name's Merle Briggs. These sons of bitches are making me regret the day I eased up on their conniving little schemes. I fucking knew this would happen.
The world feels so fleshed out, with great side missions making you go off the beaten path to explore. The moment-to-moment gameplay of fighting cultists, falling in love with Boomer or the underrated Cheeseburger. Though the game does have a few shortcomings, it's still a blast to play. Let's talk about the guns for hire. They are basically useless for the most part. I had so much fun taking out all the cultists myself, and I felt like the guns for hire held me back a little. Most of them don't stealth, which didn't fit with my personal playstyle. They were very helpful whenever I jumped off a cliff and accidentally killed myself, reviving me so I didn't have to respawn. They are also infinitely better hunters than I was at the start. They were able to kill animals much quicker than I could, especially birds. The things for hire were much more enjoyable to have around. Everyone loves Boomer, I know I do, but Cheeseburger won me over, especially since he had the right to bear arms. Another aspect of the world that makes it feel so good to play around in was all of the side missions. They feel creative, even though functionally they aren't special. You forget about the fetch quests or chasing down enemies when you're listening to the characters talk. They revel in the absurdity of what you're doing. I'm talking about hunting down drugged out of their mind animals, collecting alien technology, listening to a Senate candidate talk about libtards.
If them Obama-loving libtards find out I can't look after my own property, I can kiss this Senate run goodbye.
The personality is so potent that you can't help but smile. One of my favorite side missions is talking to a director trying to make a movie called Blood Dragon.
We are the future of modern cinema. When we're up on that podium next year, all of those fuckers will regret doubting us. Picture this, the most epic, badass fight sequence ever shot on a micro-budget. Screaming zombies, blood, explosions, but with heart.
The last thing I want to talk about is the story and its missions. The first minute of the game reels you in immediately, flying into Hope County at night. The fog, the tense atmosphere, the giant statue of Joseph.
Oh, fuck, there he is. Crazy motherfucker. Jesus. We're officially in Peggy country.
Then you land. The cultists creeping up on you with the roar of a flamethrower in the background. The failure to arrest Joseph after interrupting his sermon. It's all fantastically put together. The missions, where you meet his family and interact with them, keep the tensions high. They kidnap you and sometimes send you into a drug-induced coma, or try to drown you in a river. My main complaint for the game is the boss fights. They suck. They aren't challenging or that fun. I'm talking about fighting the boss, not the things that lead up to that point. I can't really describe the boss fights without going into spoilers, so take my word for it. In total, Far Cry 5 is a great game. I can't think of a game that pulled me in harder and delivered on the fun that I was expecting. It definitely kept my interest, and you should totally play the game. Just don't use a shotgun.